Okay, so going through all this, you can see that my centipede is working more or less. I believe I have to fix the collision detections, like the range of it, because I think it's set to the original sprite size. Looking at it now, since it goes through about half of a mushroom going left, but while going right, I need to fix the rotation formula, because it only goes about 60% of the way and it looks down at an angle while going to the right. So I have to fix that, but I do have it so once it reaches the player space, it goes all the way down to the last layer. It starts ascending to the top of the player space and then continues to come back down, as you can see there, or as you're about to see. And then I also have it so upon death, it becomes a mushroom, and the way that death works, I set up a grid manager to have access to all of these functions within spawning grid, or spawn grid, whatever you want to call it. And from there, it's essentially rounds to the closest coordinate to spawn it, so it's aligned with the grid. And that was, I believe I already showed you that I could shoot through it because it's just respawning a mushroom, which I need to switch to a factory later. And I also have the flea and the scorpion spawning on initialization for now. I ran out of time to switch it to spawn on button, but the collision with scorpion is set and active, but I don't have a poison subclass to switch to, and so there's no like visuals to show that it has collision, but it does take one shot to kill it. And then the flea, I have it set to spawn on a random column to choose from, and upon its descent, it takes into account the spawn chance I used in spawn mushrooms within spawn grid to decide whether or not to spawn a mushroom in its wake, essentially. I also have it set that it dies in 2 shots, so hopefully I can grab it. Oh, did not grab it. But essentially, it dies in 2 shots, and after the first shot, it stops the spawning motion for allowing it to spawn, as we've discussed in class, and the second shot just kills it. The scorpion is set to a random chance, not random, but it's random between 0 and 1 to decide on the direction where it's going, and then it has a rand range up to the beginning of the player space, or the lowest bound, which is technically the top of the player space. And yeah, well, that's about it. That's all I've done there. Yeah, so that's it for this week.